Okay, good morning. Today is Wednesday, September 29th, 2021. And this is the meeting of the Streets, Traffic and Refuse Committee meeting. This meeting is called to order. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Alderman Boyd.
Present.
Alderman Vaccaro.
Present.
Alderwoman Boyd.
Present.
Alderman Bosley.
He's on his way.
Alderwoman Martin. Alderwoman Schweitzer.
Present.
Alderwoman Peel. Chairwoman Tyus.
Present.
5 present, you have quorum.
Okay, thank you very much. The next order of business is the approval of minutes. And I'd entertain a motion that we approve the minutes of Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021.
I'll
So
make
moved.
that motion. Or second.
Second.
I'll second it. Yeah.
We need to see your wonderful face. There you go. Okay, so we have a motion by the Alderman from the 23rd and a second by the Alderwoman from the 27th. Okay. Do we need to call the roll again for minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman Boyd.
Aye.
Alderman Vaccaro.
Aye.
Alderwoman Boyd.
Aye, me and this computer.
Alderman Bosley. Alderwoman Martin. Alderwoman Schweitzer.
Aye.
Alderwoman Peel.
Here.
We're doing the minutes now, Alderwoman Peel. And we need to see your face.
Chairwoman Tyus.
Aye.
Alderman Bosley. Alderwoman Martin. Alderwoman Peel.
I'm trying to get my audio to work. I do not
Your
know
audio-
what's going on.
Your audio is working now, not your visual. Do you need to? hit
Yeah,
your-
I'm clicking the vid. I'm gonna log in again. I don't know what's going on.
Everybody's having trouble today.
Oh. All right,
If we,
so
if
for
she
the
comes-
minutes,
This is the minutes. If she comes back, we'll come back and count her, okay?
Okay.
We'll leave that open.
Okay.
All right, you can come back.
5 aye votes.
So far. Because we're not gonna close it out, okay?
Okay.
Gonna leave it open
Yeah.
so she can come back in, because I got on an hour early to make sure that mine was working right today. Okay, the next thing we have is 3 board bills. They are all mine. Alderman Bosley is not here. So Alderwoman Schweitzer, you get to be the vice chair right again.
Oh, shoot. I'm ready.
Because this is how you learn, okay?
It is. So I got to recognize you on, if you're, is that how we start?
That is correct.
All right. So I recognize Alderwoman Sharon Tyus on board bill number 77, item number 1.
Thank you, Madam Acting Vice Chair. How about that? Okay.
Mhm.
Board Bills 77, 78, and 79 are all bills that are together. There are 3 little streets, but I'll talk about them collectively and then individually. There are 3 little streets: Paulian, Theodosia, and Cote Brilliante, and they're the 5200 block that's right behind a park called Sherman Park, and they're between Academy and Union. And unfortunately, with all the redistrictings in 30 years, they've been in 4 different wards in 30 years. They started out in the 20th ward, then they went to the 26th ward, then they went to the 18th ward, and now they're in the 1st ward. I'm hoping with this redistricting that they will keep them together, because they have been ignored, because they usually was just a 3 or 4 little streets piecemeal. But what has happened is that these streets all head west toward Union. And so when people want to get into the neighborhood, instead of coming around and coming into Academy off of Martin Luther King, they just drive down the streets the wrong way. So we thought about what we could do best to stop that, because they're trying to get to the park through the back entrance. So I met with Donald Williams, who is my liaison to the board, and I talked to some other people and the people on the block. So we've decided to close all these streets at Union. We're not going to put the big shamo pots. We're actually going to put, they have some removable ballards that you can put there, so that if the fire department or anybody that is wanting to get in and out for an emergency vehicle, they can actually lower those things. And then they're not trapped because they're not large streets. But they do need this to go back to being a community, because they feel besieged during the summertime because people just do not care. So they're running down the streets the wrong way. And this particular street is, Theodosia has a gas station on Union right at the end. So the people leave the gas station and just turn in and come up the wrong way. And we've had a lot of near misses and some vehicle damage. And so I've been working in that area for a while now. We got it kind of cleaned up and they feel like they're part of the neighborhood. And so I'm asking for a do pass recommendation for board bill number 77. On the attached to the board bill, there is a map. If you don't know where this is, if you look at the end, there's a map to show you where Theodosia and Union is. And you can see the Midwestern Petroleum gas station right there at the corner there. I have no further information, Madam Vice Chair.
Great, thank you so much. We'll take some questions. Alderwoman Pamela Boyd, you have your hand up.
Yes, ma'am. Could Alderwoman Tyus take a question, please?
You know, I will ask her, but I also want to ask for a point of order clarification for me. Can I go with anyone who has their hand raised, or do I have to go in order of seniority?
You can go whichever way you're chairing the meeting.
Okay, fantastic. I just want to make sure I'm learning my lessons here. All right, thank you very much. So
she's a teacher. She's a teacher.
And I appreciate that, and I need it. So Alderwoman Tyus, will you yield to questions?
Alderwoman Tyus will yield, not Alderman.
Alderwoman.
Okay,
No
great.
problem.
Go ahead, Alderwoman Boyd.
And you don't have, let me just say this. So since I'm presenting a bill, you don't have to ask to yield to questions, because I have to answer questions because I'm presenting the bill, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I got, and see there, and I'm learning something again. So, so the question, I was reading over it, and it's very educational, and I've learned something from that because you put a map on there. And so my question is, when you did that, the residents over there, I'm pretty sure you did, they're in tune to what's going on and report in regards to blocking the street out.
Right.
Okay. And so you were using, what were you using? Because I heard you did say not the shamo pots. And so what were you using?
So they have what's called these ballards that you can unlock and and they come out the ground. So if the fire department or emergency vehicle wants to get out. So because some of these streets are not big enough for the fire department to turn around in. And also you have to wait to do if you do that, you need to wait to do a cul-de-sac and cut into the sidewalks in the street. Well, if you do this, and we have one on Wabata right now, you can put 1 or 2 removable ballards. And that way, if the fire department has to come in or the emergency vehicles, they have a key, they unlock it, it moves out the way, and you can go out, close it back, and you don't have that concern about emergency vehicles getting in and out.
Okay, thank you.
Donald knows about them.
Okay, because
that parks also.
Because it's interesting, because the more I'm sitting on here with you, I'm learning things that I didn't know that streets had in regards to traffic calming and blocking streets. And so I know you and I had talked a couple of years ago about the alleys being made private. And so now I'm learning something else. So thank you. I thank you very much.
If you want to see an example, go to the 50, 51, 5200 block of Wabata off of Union. We actually have one of those there, okay? And Donald can tell you wherever else, it might be some closer to you, because he's the one that told me about them, Donald Williams, so he knows about them.
So what do they call them, Alderwoman Tyus?
The ballards, removable ballards.
Okay, removable. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
That's
Any-
all.
Okay, wonderful. Does anyone else on the committee have any questions or want to make any comments?
Well, a comment maybe.
All right, go ahead.
I'm good with that. Just adding one more thing. The chairman of a committee or whoever's acting doesn't even have to ask a committee to speak. They can skip over them.
Oh, good.
Don't learn that lesson from him.
All right, Joe, this is the only time you get to talk the rest of the meeting.
No, the chairman has the right, and has the right. The only right you have on the committee or anywhere is to vote. Just something that it's been practiced off and on back in the day.
That's
You
interesting.
actually can overrule the ruling of the chair, just like you can the president,
Right.
the president. So if the chair makes a ruling like that, you can do a motion to overrule and overrule. Now, I don't want to teach him all these things, Carl, so don't try to teach him
Teach
bad
me all the things. This is
Well, then I, if nobody else is going to speak, I'd like to make a motion. We pass
Wait a
this.
minute, it's some
I
people off
have,
the committee.
I do have a question myself
Fine.
before we move forward, and then I know we need to, I guess, recognize the chair to close. But my question is, so I see that these streets are one way to Union. That is going to change. Are they going
Then
to?
they will become two-way, yes.
Okay. So is that something where, like Paulian Place, for example, is that one way for several blocks or just that one block?
They're all just that, Paulian Place and Theodosia are just one block streets.
Just one block, one way.
right.
So now they'll be.
Right.
So is there plenty of room for people to turn around?
It's enough room, and we will be still cutting in the cul-de-sac. Okay. But now when you first do it, you'll have to slow down and kind of do it kind of slow and back up, which is several streets are like that already. There's a closed. But we wanted to make sure it wasn't a problem with emergency vehicles. The rest you can kind of turn around. It's tight. You're going to back up a little bit, but we will cut cul-de-sacs in them. So then they won't have to, they'll just come around and come out, come back the other way.
Thank you. Alderwoman Boyd, your hand's still up. Did you have anything else to add?
No, I'm sorry. I'm so in tune to the conversation. I'm sorry.
I do want to say Cote Brilliant is a street that is triple street. It's 50, 51, 52, but we actually had to turn the street because we had people coming from both directions the wrong way. So we actually made the 5200 block of Cote Brilliant a few years ago head west, and the 51 and 5000 block head east because of all the traffic. And we have a school right there. And we're actually putting speed humps on that street too, but we're closing it at Union because people are coming down the wrong way. And we may actually be closing it at Kings Highway because, we just got this pandemic of people, they run that red light on purpose. They come down the streets on purpose. And these are streets that have been closed that have been one way for a long time. And I don't know if it's a game that people think, but it's very dangerous. And we do have a girls' school right there on that corner. It used to be McBride, it's now Hawthorne. And it's right across the street from the park, and kids tend to run across that street. So we're probably going to come back after Union is closed and close Kings Highway, and you will be able to come into Cote Brilliant just off of Academy and then turn around and come back out. So, but that's we're doing it in steps so that people get used to something, then we go to the next step.
Great. Okay. Anyone else on the committee or not on the committee any other aldermen? All right, seeing none, Alderwoman Tyus, I recognize you to close on Board Bill 77.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Again, Board Bill 77, I'm asking for a do pass recommendation on the closing of Theodosia in the 5200 block of Theodosia at Union.
I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
For a do pass recommendation to the full board.
Second.
Wait a minute, let her get it. I'd entertain a motion for a do pass recommendation to the full board.
I'd entertain a motion for a do pass recommendation to the full board.
For Board Bill, say
For
the
Board
number.
Bill 77.
There you go.
Second.
Wonderful, thank you. And any previous motion for previous roll?
Well, you gotta ask.
Object.
We have the minutes. Oh, okay, objection, wonderful. Alderman Bosley is here. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Alderman Boyd,
Aye.
Alderman Vaccaro,
Aye.
Alderwoman Boyd,
Aye.
Alderman Bosley,
Aye.
Alderwoman Martin, Alderwoman Schweitzer,
Aye.
Alderwoman Peel,
Aye.
Chairwoman Tyus.
Aye.
7 aye votes.
Great. Your
By your vote,
by your vote, Board Bill
sustain the
77
motion.
You've sustained the motion. Board
To
Bill
pa-
77 passes out with a do pass recommendation.
Very good. That's very good.
Okay,
Now-
I did my best. Should I pass it back to?
No, that's very
Alderman
good.
Bosley?
Alderman Bosley, you're back. Do you want to take your vice chair back from Alderwoman Schweitzer?
Yes, ma'am. I will take the seat.
I'm sorry,
Can you hear
Alderwoman
me?
Schweitzer. My vice chair is back here now. Okay, so Alderman
And I'm
Bosley,
back.
I am Board Bill 7. I got the next, all the board bills. So we just did 77. We're doing Board Bill 78, which is the closing of Paulian Place.
All right. We will now place in front of us Board Bill 77.
78.
78, I'm sorry. Board Bill 78. Madam Clerk, can you please read Board Bill?
Board Bill 78, sponsored by Alderwoman Tyus, an ordinance directing the Director of Streets to permanently close, barricade, or otherwise impede the flow of traffic at Paulian Place at the east curb line of Union Boulevard and containing emergency clause.
Thank you, Alderwoman Tyus. You're recognized on Board Bill 78.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Board Bill 78, as I said, is a companion piece to 77 and 79. Paulian Place is the first street north of Dr. Martin Luther King. It is a one-block street. It is between Union and Academy. We've done substantial work on that street. We had a lot of people hanging out. We got rid of that. The alderman from the 22nd ran his ladies of the night down to our neighborhood because he was so diligent about getting rid of them up in the 5800 block. So we have that problem. We've been working on that. We had a dumping problem. We've been working on that. But the other problem we have is that the people come off of Union the wrong way in order to try to get to the park, Sherman Park. So they come down the street the wrong way. Actually, we had a meeting out in the street about the street a couple of weeks ago. So the people are excited about the fact that we would cut off that traffic. And again, we would be using those same removable bullets that I talked about, and they will be put in, and then we would cut in a cul-de-sac after the test period. And that will quiet down quite a bit of the traffic that's on that street. And we actually, we are tearing down a couple of buildings on that street, and we have a developer who is going to build some new houses on the street, and we hope for it to be a nice place to live again. And also there is a map showing you Paulian Place, which is right next to Williams Temple, which is on the corner of Martin Luther King and Union Boulevard. So there's a map that shows you Paulian Place also.
Great. We appreciate that. Does any members of the committee have any questions for Alderwoman Tyus on Board Bill 78? All right, seeing that there is none, just looking at the hands being raised. Alderwoman Tyus, you're recognized to close on Board Bill 78.
Mr. Vice President, I request a do pass recommendation on Board Bill 78, which would permanently close Paulian Place at the curb line of Union and Paulian Place.
Thank you. Mr. Alderman Boyd from 21st, please state your point of order.
Yes, the sponsor keeps calling you Mr. Vice President. I think that's inappropriate.
I'm sorry. Mr. Vice Chair. Okay, I'm sorry. I was stepping on his toes, Mr. Vice Chair. But I'm going to call you Mr. Vice President anyway, now that I know it bothers him.
There it is. I'll take Vice President. No.
Okay, we overruled him, okay? I'm sorry. Mr. Vice Chair, so sorry.
Thank you. I entertain a motion on Board Bill 78.
So moved.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded by
Previous
Alderman
roll.
and it's been moved by Alderman Vaccaro, seconded by the Alderman from the 21st, and it's been a request for previous roll.
22nd.
By the
I'm sorry, from
22nd.
the 22nd. My apologies. It's been moved by Alderman Vaccaro and seconded by the Alderman for the 22nd, and there's been a request for previous roll. Any objections?
No.
Hearing none, you sustain your motion to pass Board Bill 78 out with the due pass recommendation. Congratulations, Alderwoman Tyus.
Thank you,
Chairwoman.
Mr. Vice Chair. I appreciate it. We don't
Thank
want
you.
the Vice President to correct us anymore, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So the next one is Board Bill 79.
All right, now we have before us Board Bill 79. Madam Clerk, can you please read the introduction to Board Bill 79?
Board Bill 79, introduced by Alderwoman Tyus, an ordinance directing the Director of Streets to permanently close, barricade, or otherwise impede the flow of traffic at Cote Brilliante Avenue, 75 feet east of east curb line of Union Boulevard, and containing an emergency clause.
Thank you. Alderwoman Tyus, you recognized on Board Bill 79.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Board Bill 79 is the third of a companion piece of the three streets that are right up behind, between Union and Academy and behind Sherman Park. The difference with Cote Brilliante is actually it is a triple street, but it has one way east, the 5200, I'm sorry, one way west, the 5200 block of Cote Brilliante, and the 50 through the 5100 block head east. And we did that because we had people driving down the streets at fast and going down the wrong way. So now we're having to close it off because that didn't stop it. We're trying everything we can to protect these neighborhoods. When we turned it around, people just came down the wrong way both ways. So now we are closing it at that end. And as I said, if that doesn't work, we'll be closing it at Kings Highway. Right now it's at, we're closing it at Union. It's only probably not even 20 houses on those blocks. So it's a quiet little block. When we close this off, we also are, we've been demolishing houses there and we're getting ready to build some new houses. And we are trying to stabilize these three blocks because they have been so destabilized with the redistricting that they were in 4 wards in the 3 times that I've done redistricting. They've been in 4 different wards. And so it's been a very big disservice to the people. So I'm very much a proponent of doing redistricting by neighborhood boundaries because it's just not fair to the people, but also it's not fair for the people who think it's all right to come down the one-way street and you are endangering people, and this will put an end to that end of the block.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I'm sure your residents appreciate the hard work. Are there any questions for Alderwoman Tyus, Chairwoman Tyus on Board Bill 79? Any questions from the committee? All right, Alderwoman Tyus, your hand is up.
Is it? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have any questions of me. I was trying to shut something down.
Okay. Just making sure. All right. Seeing that there are no questions.
Okay.
You're recognized to close on Board Bill 79.
Mr. Vice Chair, I would renew my motion, request a due pass recommendation from the Streets Committee on Board Bill 79.
All right, I entertain a motion on Board Bill 79.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All right, so it's been motioned by Alderman Vaccaro, seconded by Alderwoman Boyd, and it's been a request for previous roll. Seeing no objection, Board Bill 79 passes out with the due pass recommendation.
All right.
Congratulations, Alderwoman Tyus.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice Chair. Now I'm going to take my position back before.
Thank you, passing it back.
Before the Vice President takes it over, okay? So I was talking to everyone that before you came, we are going to go to the toll lot Monday for anybody who wants to. I was trying to see if there was a time that people wanted to go. We're going to start Wednesday, the investigation of the toll lot. I have some other stuff that I have received from what I've already sent you. We have some witnesses that want to come before us and do some testimony about what's been going on at the toll lot. I myself have never been to the toll lot, so I want to go, and I wanted us to go as a group if at all possible. I was trying to get we used to have buses, and things that would take us to different locations, but the COVID, that's been a little difficult. So we would all have to drive our own vehicles. And I was wondering if there was a better time for anybody that would want to go there. 10, 11, 12.
I would say in between 11 and 12 possibly. But
I
that's,
can do
The only
12.
time Monday I can't do.
You can't do Monday?
I can't do, I have an 11:30 on Monday already.
Okay. All right. Anybody else got a problem with Monday?
Monday's okay. I could do it 12.
Anyone else? Now you can always go yourself. I was just going to go as a group so that if we ask any question, but you are welcome to go yourself.
I don't even know where it's at. Where is it?
I'll send you the address. It's
Okay.
okay. I'll send you the address and the instructions, but I would encourage you, it's down off Hall Street. I'd encourage you to go if you can't go with a group. But so 12 o'clock, 12:30, anybody?
Yeah.
I say noon.
Noon?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, because we wouldn't be there that long.
Well, right, but okay, so noon, is that okay with everybody who could come?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna set it for noon. I'll send the instructions. We'll meet there. And then when we start investigating, at least we'll know what it looks like. Because of all this time I sat on street, I've been to the dumps, but I've never been to the tow lot. So this will be interesting for me also.
And can I ask a question?
Sure.
The questions I have, because I heard you earlier when you said that they're talking about they're gonna need more room. So I thought after so many days, they auction off the cars or whatever. So I'm kind of confused. Why would they need more room if they're going through the process?
Isn't that going to be a great question for you to ask the people who said that to me? I will not try to answer their questions, okay? They'll be able to explain it to you. That's why they're going to come and talk to you next Wednesday. Okay. They did give me an answer, but I would like for you to see the person answering it and see, and you can use your own judgment if you believe them or not.
Okay.
That's what investigations are about, okay?
Right. Okay.
Not for me to answer, for them to answer.
Right. You're right. That's why I was like, that's not making sense to me. So that's why I asked.
So I will tell you the answer I was given is that a lot of people were complaining about them not picking up enough cars, that they have a lot of abandoned cars right now. And so they need the room so that they can pick up all the cars that they need to. Now, that is the response that was given to me. When we go out there, we'll be able to see if that's true or not. We'll be able to ask them some questions there, and then they can come before us, and then we can ask questions.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Anything else? Okay. Nothing else before the committee. I move that we adjourn the Streets Committee.
Chairman.
Second.
All in
Chairman.
favor?
Chairman.
Aye. Opposed? Streets Committee is adjourned. You will get an email from me about where we're going to meet.
Okay.
And
Thank you, Madam
Alderwoman
Chair.
Schweitzer, since you can't go, I'm gonna send it to you. If you can get a chance before next Wednesday, I hope you can go out there. Maybe I'll go back out there with you if you want to, so you just don't be out there by yourself. I'll go again. Okay? All right. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks a lot.
All right. Bye-bye.